Hello, everybody. So I promised I would do a tour, and I have about half an hour before I have to start heading off to work. May as well just go ahead and get this going. So this is my workshop. You may all recognize this view from my videos, but let's go ahead and turn this around, and I will walk you through the room. So, and here we go to my workshop area where I make things. So let's, I guess, go from left to right. I got my sawhorses right down there. Got several bar clamps for woodworking and so forth. I put up these industrial shelves. These are put into the studs, and they are extraordinarily sturdy. So yeah, I wanted something that could really hold some good weight. So I got my range bag and my tackle box bag, ammo, various projects, Cat 6 spool, Benny, hi Benny, Benny loves you, and some various accoutrement. My workbench is actually two workbenches that I kind of built this one first, and then I built this one as a project this last summer to extend it out. My original thought was to have this one and to have a mobile cart right here. And that just didn't work out. The cart turned into a catch-all. It wasn't as useful as I thought it could be, so I decided to do this instead. So I got 3D printed hooks here for various PPE, small parts bins. I have my tall things here tucked away. This is usually just my cross-cut and rip-cut sleds for woodworking, usually just cutting down plywood. I got a project going on right here that I've been working on for this Ouija board project, and it's going fairly well. I'm still having some issues with too much friction that's causing some hang-ups there, but I will get that sorted. Down below, I have storage for woodworking things. Here's the deal. I don't have a garage. I wish I had a garage. I have a carport, but I don't have a place where I could just have big woodworking tools constantly that I could actually work off of. So everything that I do, I have to take if it's too big for the workshop here, I have to take the tools outside and work on them outside. So I needed a dedicated storage spot. So that's what this is. I have my table saw, I have my routing table, I have a planer, and I have a jointer right there. Here is my 3D, or my laser engraver rather. So yeah, I can do all sorts of different engravings and so forth. I actually did the planchet design on that, burned that directly into there. It actually has kind of a fun little feel to it. It's not just marker on there. And then more shelving with more stuff. My general organizational method is whatever I use the most, I like to have as close to the bench as possible. So I have storage for glue, but the glue that I use the most and the most frequently, I have up here. So it's just quick access for various things. I have areas for sanders and so forth, but I have sandpaper right up here, easy to grab. My 1, 2, 3 blocks, my duster kits, so forth. So, and then I have my airbrush motor right here so that I can just pull the tube down, hook up an airbrush to it, and kick it on. Just a nice little spot for it. Then I got the pegboard, and the pegboard is some like your standard pegboard things that you can get at Lowe's and so forth, but a lot of it is custom 3D printed stuff. So these bins for brushes and swizzle sticks and Q-tips and so forth, yeah, that was 3D printed by me. Yeah, same with this, same with these, same with these. So I kind of just found the needs and then filled them. So I got my Torx, my SAE, and my metric T-sets. 3D printed these and put dowels in them. So it makes for easy tape access. And then over here, I don't have a pegboard, but I have a hex board that was 3D printed. This was actually the first organizational board that I printed because I had a little bit more high hopes for it. Pegboard turned out to be just a little bit better, but I did print out some projects here. So I got battery dispenser, various bits, my caliper. I found a nice little storage dealie for that. And then my paints. So I got some just basic acrylic paints, airbrush paints, usually kind of like divided up between matte and glossy, but there we have that. Going further down the line, I guess actually down here before I move on, I have my little stool right here that are a little step ladder thing. Got my bandsaw and I got my drill press, and then I also have my shop vac. That's a battery powered shop vac for the Craftsman 20 volt, which I am going to get into the Craftsman 20 volt stuff because that's a big part of this shop. Some larger storage down here. Dowels, kind of the tall things I put in these umbrella stands. And then over here I have small parts bins. So it makes just quick and easy access for small part stuff. And then I also kind of took advantage of the thin vertical storage for materials. Just if I need moldable plastic sheets. I got moldable plastic sheets, things like that. Up here I have my miter saw. This is just the best storage place I could find for it. I use this a lot, so it helps to not have it tucked firmly away. I can just kind of access it, but this is also Craftsman 20 volt battery powered. Let's see, up here I kind of have more handcrafting wood deals. So you got your Japanese hand saw, you got your hand saw, you got your various stuffs, and then, yeah, belt sanding paper. Got my shop apron that I picked up from Savage Industries. I like watching a lot of Adam Savage's Makerspace stuff. I was a big fan of Mythbusters. I like watching his YouTube channel. So yeah, there was a bit of inspiration, and I've taken a lot of his advice in terms of organization and making stuff. All right, and down here I have a lot more of the Craftsman 20 volt tool line. So I have, this is not cordless, but I have detail sander. I have a battery powered caulking gun, if you can believe it. Yep. Angle grinder for when I need to do something kind of heavy duty. Fortunately, I haven't had to use that a whole lot, but I have it. And then going back over here to the other side of the room, so we'll just kind of reacclimate ourselves, recalibrate the whole schmeal, and go to this side. This is the Craftsman 20 volt system. I got the charging stations right here, and then I 3D printed these brackets so that I can just easily have storage space for the batteries. Let's see. Heat gun. Yep, power driver. These are the two I use the most. This is my drill, and this is my ratcheting, or yeah, impact screw. Nail guns, handsaw, well, circular saw rather, cordless router, cordless sander, light, and air compressor, all of which are cordless. I have some larger storage things here, and some bin storage things here. This is the part that I'm least impressed with, and I'm probably going to put most focus on soon, is kind of just taking everything out of here and rethinking where this stuff all goes. This is the part that is my bin of shame. I really shouldn't have a solvents and fuel bin, but I do. So denatured alcohol, propane tanks. Yeah, it's like I should have better storage for that, but honestly, I just don't. I don't have like a fire safe. I don't have a 2,000 pound fire safe in my house, so that's where that's at. But got my lubricants in here, various things. So I got yeah, lithium grease. This stuff is great. So this stuff right here, it's made by WD-40. It's not WD-40 in the traditional sense. So WD-40 is a fantastic product for loosening things. So if you have a stuck bolt or something and you need penetration in there enough to get it undone, it is water displacement, gets in the cracks, gets it going. It is not a good lubricant. If you actually want to stop a door from squeaking, you're better off with something else, like 3-in-1 oil or grease or something like that. Or this. This is actually WD-40 silicone lubricant. So it's a different product, but I love it. I use it on a whole lot of things. And yeah, I recommend that one. I actually picked up that tip from the person that I took his course on the gun safety thing, my 18-hour required New York State course. Okay, various other things here. I have electronics bits here. So if I ever need a 5-color LED, it's just really, really nice and simple to keep organized. Dozen resistors, wall mount cable management, rope and line, detail sanding, outdoor hanging hooks. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Reciprocating saw, oscillating saw, pegboard stuff. Some of it isn't maker stuff. Some of it's just me organizing things. So lenses and filters for my cameras, my DJI Action mounts, things like that. My wax seal kit for when I want to do wax seals on envelopes and really kind of be a little bit fun with that. Board game stuff. But yeah, it's just general material management more than anything else. Let's see, another series of bins here that I need to go through and reorganize. This stuff I really love how I organized this, and it's tools that I use a lot, and I love a lot of these. So pumpkin carving kit, sewing kit, plumb bob, which I actually accidentally wrote bomb. So I had chisel set, hand chisels for wood and so forth, my Dremel. Forstner bits. I love Forstner bits. Okay, so if you don't know what a Forstner bit is, it is the bee's knees. A lot of people, when they want to drill holes in things, will use bits similar to this. And the screen turned off on my camera, so I want to just touch something here to see if I can turn it. Oh, there we go. All right, so we'll use something like this. And it can work okay, but it can really, really chop things up as well. That's where Forstner bits come in handy. These do a much, much better job of clean circles and clean holes in things. So just the way that they actually are designed with the teeth on the outside, and yeah, it's just much better balanced. It gets a good, nice, tight bite in there, and then it just does a nice, clean hole. So Forstner bits are the way to go if you ever drill through wood and want to make holes. Let's see. Router bits, toggle bolts. DuPont connectors, that's for electronics. So if I ever want to custom make cables, which I have, I can make my own connectors, cables, extensions, and so forth. I have to clean up a lot of this. Torque screwdriver, socket wrench set, plastic welding, drill bits. This is my Dremel kit. Extractor, if I wind up with a strip screw, I can kind of drill back into it and extract it. Step bits. Step bits are fun. I use this a fair bit. So this is a really great kind of marker punch. Put a little thing in there, which is also great with the Forstner bits. You put a little mark in there and it gives a divot for the center pin to kind of catch on. And then you can kind of work your way up in hole size. So this works really well for like 3D printed stuff. If you need a very specific, like if I need a 7/8 inch hole, but I don't want to just drill through it because it can kind of cause it to chop up even with the Forstner bits, you can kind of start small and then gradually work your way up until you get to the ring you want with the step bits. Very handy stuff. Let's see, paints. This is not really like airbrush paints. This is more your standard like cans of primer, stuff like that. Glue and adhesives. This is a bin that I'm in a lot. So wood glue, Flex Seal, spray glue for fabric, glue sticks, 3-in-1, right all the way down to like JB Weld reinforced epoxy. So like glue of all sorts. Which, by the way, if you ever use epoxy with this 2-part stuff, I cannot recommend enough getting a pack of these. So this is a cap that you put on the end of one of these. So instead of like squirting it through and mixing it up in a cup and trying to have the right ratio and so forth, you just attach one of these onto it, and it actually mixes in the straw as it goes down until it's a one cohesive product by the time it gets out. You have to throw it away after every use, or like go through each one, so it's a little disposable, but it's very, very handy. Soldering and helping hands. So when I solder things, want to do some helping hand stuff. Shop rags, easy to it's shop rags. One of the things that I learned from Adam Savage is these. So my first shop rag thing was, you'll see them all over the place, like at Lowe's or Harbor Freight or something, where it's a big pack of red shop rags. They're terrible. They stain things. They don't do a good job. They don't clean up well. You really rub something and all of a sudden it's like your workbench is red. I bought a pack once and never, ever again. But these were used in surgery. You can buy these. They come out of surgery. They get washed. They get sterilized, like properly sterilized, and then resold on the makerspace market. So you can look up surgical shop rags, and it's a way for them to repurpose good material that obviously can't go back into the surgical room ever again, but is still clean and safe, and it just is such a good material for actually using as a shop rag. It doesn't stain anything blue. It just is so great. So it's definitely pricier than the big bin of red ones that are terrible, but kind of you get what you pay for on that one. But these, check those out if you ever want to. Cleaning supply, airbrush, weathering and surfacing materials. So spot putty, Fuller's earth powder for weathering, various things like that. So more kind of like final product touches, and fabrics, various fabrics. Let's see. I think that may be about it. So that's my workshop. This is where I do my stuff and make my things. And that's the tour. Thank you for joining me. Talk to y'all later.